Hey, 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 what do you say, Frankmeisters? Good evening. Look who joined us to have a chat tonight.
Hey
Miss
guys.
Hey, Miss Kristen, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm here.
Oh yeah?
Been a crazy day for me as well.
I bet. Your grandson's birthday or
Yes, and he spent the night
yeah.
with me last night, and it was a very, very early morning, and I am absolutely beat.
I sent Jinx the link and she said, fuck you. How come you're not asleep yet? I said, got my second win and got my buzz on. I said, I'm not hurting right now, so I can go live.
Hey Randy, how are you? I'm so sorry I missed you today. Deb, I'm so sorry. You looked absolutely gorgeous today, just
Yes, she
just
did.
for the way, I have to say.
Miss Roxy, it was good to see you today. Witchcraft, she says, hey y'all, Frank, thank you today. It meant a lot to a lot of us who couldn't be there. That's why I do it, guys. That is why I do. You might not be there physically, but you are there live with me as I take you through things that some people might not know. You know, it's like again today, me and Carrie Summers, as we got to the memorial for the Freedom Bridge, we went out on the 300 and I walked to the CPS building explaining to people this is allegedly where Richard Allen parked his black Focus in backwards intentionally. Then I took him back toward the Freedom Bridge and I said, allegedly, this is the way he came in to get into the trailhead
I
for
took that
somebody.
walk with you today.
Oh, did you?
My daughter and I were at the grocery store picking up Jackson's birthday cake when you were doing that. So we were listening to you and walking with you.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and see, that's why I do this. I mean, you might not be there physically like 68 people were today, but I still had 120 people that were with me live in the chat as I'm doing this walk with you guys. So technically, if you want to get down to it, we had 188 people that were physically in, actually there through the screen from my end.
Yep.
So, Boston Christian, good to see you. Miss Linda Hargers, good to see you. Mr. Gravitt. Y'all need to give it up for Mr. Gravitt. He's the one that's been organizing this every year. And all us creators do are we are marketing this for him to push it out there to get more people to attend. As you can see, the number has grown every time that there has been some type of walk for these girls. It's just the way it gets marketed, and we pushed it, and we had more people show up again today, and we are grateful for everybody that showed up today.
It's really an awesome thing to think that you guys were there for Abby and Libby today. It was all about them. This case is all about them. Tomorrow is a day that the families have been waiting for a very, very long time, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
They've put up with so much over the years in this case. They've put up with, just horrific things. And to know that, even though I know some people say, well, there was only 60 people there, you stop and think about that. These girls passed away nearly 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And to have that many people still care enough to come out and be there, and do that walk, the same walk that they took that day. I say that it speaks volumes, not only for the heart that Randy has, because Randy is OG. I mean, he is OG. He has been around since day one, and Randy gives out some of the best information about Delphi, and especially during the walk. He'll stand there and tell people, this is where this happened, this is where this
Yep.
happened, and gives people a bird's eye view of what transpired. And what I love about him is that he is so kind and so considerate of everyone. And like you said, to continue to do these walks year after year after year, I know that this means everything to these families, to know that people out there still want the girls' memories to be kept in the forefront of what this is all about.
Yep.
And Libby, not us, you know.
Exactly.
Not us, but about them.
It's our job to keep the memory alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
know,
there's
Becky, I know that Libby's on her mind all the time, but especially these last few days, she's been posting on Facebook a ton of pictures and memories of Libby and a lot of heartfelt, touching things about her. And I know it's because, you know, she knows that justice is right around the corner for her granddaughter. And I'm sure that it's a bittersweet feeling because when I talked to her back in April, you know, we talked then about Richard Allen's family is being destroyed in this as well. It's not just Libby and Abby. There's
right.
another family that's being destroyed while we speak. And people, I think, forget about that, no matter how you feel about Richard Allen or whatever. But, you know, his mother didn't ask for this.
Exactly.
She didn't ask for any of this to happen. And she's going through this. And you know, it takes a toll. It just takes a toll on everyone.
You know, and like I said, you know, everybody needs to give the applause to Randy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
I do my thing out there, but he's basically the MC to me out there.
Absolutely.
You know,
and he always, you know, after the walk is done, he always invites people to go with him to eat.
Yep,
You know,
that's what we
down,
did today.
You know, and share some food and have some camaraderie amongst all of us, kind of get to know one another. And it's just an amazing thing. And like I said, once you meet him and hug him, he's just like a teddy bear. he's just so down to earth and such a genuine human being. I don't know how anyone could ever say anything bad about him, and it just really angers me that he too has been put through the ringer.
Yep.
On you know, on social media because of all the things. He's just wonderful.
Miss Reynolds, good to see you. Robin, good to see you. Witchcraft, SP74. Metal Mama, good to see you. Gamby's good to see you. Pitbull, good to see you. I'm surprised you're all out not watching football right now.
Frank, you were looking really dapper today, I must admit.
Well, thank you.
You were. I got the picture of you and Rescue that she sent me when you guys were driving, and I was like, wow, you both cleaned up really nice for today.
Well, I mean, it's just one of them occasions, you know, you got to look respectful.
I just thought you guys, you both did. The smiles, everything, you just lit up.
You know, I mean, you guys at home went just wearing T-shirts and shit, but I can clean up if I need to. There's no doubt about that. Now, I can go old school OG style if you want me to, too. The double-breasted and all that.
I'm sure
Miss
you
Nixon
can.
was there today. It was good to see you, Miss Nixon. Brandon was there today. Good to see you, Brandon. Miss Scarlet Letter, good to see you. Lois, good to see you. Mr. Newman, what's going on, brother? Blaze over going to town on the bone.
I want to say something that has been bugging me ever since Rescue told me about it yesterday. There's a YouTuber. She's really a big YouTuber. I don't know if anybody watches her, but her name is Andrea Burkett, and Burkhart, and she is a lawyer, an attorney. She covers all kinds of cases, and I've watched her. I've watched her coverage on Idaho. I've watched some of her coverage on some other cases, and I've always thought she was fine and never really had an issue with her until today.
No, we ain't gonna even go there because it's already been brought to my attention several times about this woman.
Oh my God, she's coming for this trial.
Dad wanted somebody to say something in somebody else's chat, in her chat, about this, Well, no, hold on. As a matter of fact, let me see if she's in here first. She's not in here, but she texted me because she was in that lawyer's chat, and this is exactly what she said to her. I was like, yes, get her. This is what she sent to her in her reply. She said, Mr. Allen, wow.
I said this. This is what I said.
Oh, yeah, that is you.
This is me. I said this to her. Go ahead.
Kristen puts in her chat, Mr. Allen, wow. Use their names, Abby and Libby. You need to stay away. People who have been covering this case since day one deserve the seats. You know nothing about this case. Good God, 61 confessions isn't enough for you, crazy, crazy lawyer who think they know everything.
Crazy, crazy lawyers who think they know everything. This woman admits in her 44-minute video that she posted or live, whatever, that she's never covered Delphi, never talked about Delphi or whatever. She feels the need to come to Delphi and stay for, she said, 6 weeks for a trial. First of all, it's not going to be 6 weeks. She's crazy. She doesn't even know how long the trial is. I'm like, this is ridiculous. This person is doing this for clicks, period. Yeah. And I am just telling you, I went off, and I don't care. I mean,
people are getting in contact with me and say, you know that there's a lot of people that's not even been covering this case planning an attempted trial. I said, that kind of shit pisses me off. I said, I said, went to every hearing except for one. The last day of the 3D hearing, I haven't missed nothing. I've been to the pressers. I've been to the walks. You know, I've done so much shit for this case. I said, you are not going to come over here and try to bogart a seat from somebody like me, Rescue, Jinx, and people like us that attend every hearing. Who do you think you are?
She's sitting here calling him Mr. Allen, Mr. Allen, Mr. Allen, and giving him all this, disrespect. And she couldn't even say Abby and Libby's name. She kept calling the victims. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, Deb said something about her too.
Oh my God.
I believe Deb
was really mad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, who do you people think you are to think you're going to come here and try to bogart seats from people that have been going to every hearing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, get real.
Yeah.
Apparently you don't know about us.
She's got another thing coming when she's flying into Delphi. She doesn't know what it's like to be in a small town community. People are not going to be friendly to her.
No. Timmy Waring, good to see you.
Yeah.
GP, it was good, nice seeing you today, hon. I'm glad you came out to the walk.
Yeah, I was pissed. I'm like, oh my God, and I know you guys know Bob, and I know you guys see Bob and all this other stuff.
You hear this, wacko?
But I'm like, oh my God, it's another defense attorney trying to make a name for herself off the backs of two little girls that she can't even say their name of.
Oh yeah, that's unacceptable.
Oh, Tara's in here.
Is
Tara
she?
wants to know her name. Andrea Burkhart.
Oh shit! Did she message
Tara,
me?
that's her name, Andrea Burkhart, and I called her ass out.
Here.
I'm done with
Hold on.
People.
Andrea.
Can't even say the girls' names.
Burkhart.
Yeah, Andrea Burkhart.
Oh shit.
Yep.
How the hell did I get over there? Andrea Burkhart.
These people just tick me off.
Yeah, that kind of shit pisses me off.
It does me. I'm like, what? You know? It's like
I spent going on 4 years on this case. You're not gonna I ain't playing that shit.
Oh no, I get it. Yeah.
There, I pinned it up there so you have the name, Tara. There. There you go. Is that the channel name, Kristen?
Her channel is Andrea Burkhart's channel. It's just Andrea Burkhart, her name.
Okay.
Andrea Burkhart Law, because she's an attorney. She has decades of experience as a criminal defense attorney. I'm done with these criminal defense attorneys coming in here and making it sound like, if you watch her 44-minute video on Delphi that she just posted this weekend and why she's coming to Delphi, what she says is that everything about this case alarms her and that Richard Allen's being railroaded. She doesn't know shit about this case.
Hold on. Hey, Dan, you better behave yourself while you're in here.
I know she's a lawyer. Just because she's a lawyer doesn't mean she's a good human being. That's all I can say. She needs to use her victims' names. She was using the criminal's name, the guy who's been accused, Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen. Oh my God, I wanted to come through my TV.
Me and Rescue went by Richard's old house.
Oh yeah.
Afterwards, and drove by, and our damn house was loaded with cars. And as we were creeping down the cul-de-sac, we turned and looked, and there's a nun walking out the house. It's like, and then we thought about it and said, hold on. This has got to be a Halloween party or something. I said, no way. Yep. Fire pit's still there. They got center blocks all around it. The shed's still there. That's the first time I've been by there.
Yeah, I have never been there. The times I've been to Delphi, I've never went to his house.
Anytime, Joe. Anytime. I'm going through the chat now. Real Queen, Red Queen's in the house. Mustang, good to see you. CJK. Yeah, Dan, you better behave yourself while you're in the chat.
I also have to give a shout out to Indie Archive because his drone footage from his walk was superb.
Yes.
Superb. That man, hats off to him. I love him. You know, he's always right there with his drones and gets the best coverage.
Yes. Good to see you, Lakeside. This account. Good to see you. I shouldn't have got buzzed.
He might be innocent until proven guilty, but for 61 confessions, you guys, you don't just, what is that?
Look what Tara put on the screen.
What'd Tara say?
She said, Richard Goodall performed at the doghouse last night, and I was wanting to go, but I couldn't find anybody to go with. And I watched the videos, Tara, and it looked like you guys were rocking out in there.
I would have loved to.
Your aunt, I think, posted a video. Brenda, I believe, posted a video. One of the videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I did tell you, Tara, that Richard ended up contacting me day before yesterday. Or it might have been yesterday morning. No. Hold on. Friday, maybe. It was either Friday or Saturday. He messaged me. It was one of those days. All these damn days are the same to me anymore. Shadowbox, good to see you. Periwinkle. Sorry, Tara, I would have loved to have been there. Then Angela messaged me this morning and said they weren't going to be able to make it to the walk because they had to be somewhere else, I believe. Queen of Asins, how you doing?
Same stuff. I wish I could have been there too, but it was my grandson's 7th birthday, and I can't miss that.
Kyra, Cindy, good to see you ladies. I know I missed a name. Gail Hurd's up in here. Thank you for joining us, Gail. And by the way, Gail, Rescue has got the bracelets, and she's got the return thing that you sent me to send it back, and I gave her the money to get it post stamped and all that stuff. So give her a day or two, and she'll have it in the mail.
Sure, Shadow, anytime. You know that.
Kim P, good to see you. Laura, good to see you, hon. I hope you're doing well. Damn, I didn't expect all these people on a Sunday this late. I'm usually in bed by now. Trying to catch everybody before we get the chat going. If anybody wants to join the chat, I put the link in there. It's pinned up there. It's Sunday night chat. That's what it's for. Let your frustrations out, because I do have something to say to somebody out there in Scarecrow land here in a little bit that was brought to my attention earlier in the Discord. We got a fool on somebody else's channel going out there and naming people that were called witnesses and don't even know the reasoning why they were called as witnesses. Like KK and Mr. Haas. Listen to Blake. He's going nuts over here.
He missed Daddy today.
Kitty Cat, good to see you. I mean, all of us know the reasoning for Mr. Haas and KK. All of us. There's Chris or Rescue. Good to see you. What is she talking about?
The comment to Andrea. The comment I left on Andrea Burkhart's channel.
Oh, sorry. Tara's still going at it with me. Frank, were you lost last night? You missed an amazing show. I'm sorry. I wish I could have been there, even though I don't drink. The way it works in the seating, this account, they gave 20 seats to the family members. And according to my understanding, it was 5 per family. If I'm wrong, Tara knows more about it than I do. You can't find it?
Me?
Yeah.
I have it. Hold on. Yeah, I sent it to her. Hold on a second.
You're over here looking for it.
I'm like, I got it. There it is. Oops. Ew, that was a little too much. I'm sitting here looking at all the stuff you sent me.
Here, let me send it right back to you.
Mr. Allen, question mark.
Oh, there you go.
Wow. Use their names, Abby and Libby. You need to stay away. The people who have been covering this case since day one deserve the seat. You know nothing about this case. Good God. 61 confessions isn't enough for you. Crazy, crazy lawyers who think they know everything.
I love it. I said, hell yeah, get it. When you sent me that, who was it that sent me that? Was it you?
No, Rescue must have sent it to you.
Yeah, it was Rescue. I said, hell yeah, get it.
Yeah, because after I told her that I posted to her, she said, screenshot it before she takes it down. I want to see what you said.
Right.
And that's what makes me mad. I mean, if she'd have been covering this case all along, okay, fine, whatever. But she's coming in now. Why is she coming in now? And she doesn't know. I mean, like I said, she's talking about, I'm going to go to Delphi for 6 weeks. Really? The trial isn't going to be for 6 weeks. I don't know what you're going to do for those other 3. The hell are you going to do? You know?
Where's she going to get a hotel room at?
Right. No, I know. And I'm like, you and I have talked about this so much in the last few months, especially. Those seats belong to the Williams and the Germans
And Timmons.
I mean, you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yep.
They belong to the family. We know that there's hardly any seats. And I get that we all would love to be there and see, but who has a stake in this? The families, you guys. This isn't, oh my God, I hate to have to say it, Frank, but we have to say it all the time. This isn't entertainment.
Well, I mean, to some people it is. As you can see, this
I
lawyer,
get it.
she's coming in out of nowhere. Apparently, she's not doing very well on something. Because if she's leaving, because I'm reading Scarlett here, she said she covers Idaho a lot. Well, why is she covering Delphi then?
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, she does. That's where I've watched her, is the coverage that she's had on Delphi, or I mean on Idaho, and on the Koberger case. And like I said, I mean, her perspective is just like Bob Mata. She is a defense attorney.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to come with a defense attorney's attitude. And these defense attorneys that do this aren't ever going to come out and really point the finger at somebody being guilty. Who the hell's going to hire them?
Right.
Oh, we got a defense attorney out here saying these guys are guilty. You know what I mean? It just drives me crazy.
Joe says, forget the years you and Chris have put so much effort into the true sacrifice in your personal life for honor and Abby and Libby. It's the truth. And I mean, like, they got True Crime or Miss Deb's True Crime Notebook in here. We were out at the walk today, and she came up to me as I was live. She said, will you please turn your mic off for a minute? I got to tell you something. No, this is serious. Apparently, there was an account that posted somewhere or sent her a message. It's a new day, or it's something of that nature, and said something to the effect, you don't know what's coming to you here shortly, or something like that. Yeah. And the threatening stuff has got to stop.
I'm so sick and tired of people threatening people over all of this. I really am. I mean, it really, really speaks to how unhinged some of these people truly are.
I mean, with all these threats that we've had to the good creators that have been doing the right thing and pushing facts and keeping Abby and Libby's memory alive and looking out for the family, it's not worth making threats to us.
No.
As you can see today, we had mega law enforcement with us today. Don't think that several of us don't have numbers that we can pick up and say, hey, because we can. As you can see today, they were there for us. They came in on their day off to watch out for us. So don't think that you're getting away with this kitty ass shit online, sending people messages. I can do the same shit, but I'm real. I'm telling you right now.
It's pathetic. It's like, you know, these young, it just reminds me of high school and kids being kids.
Bullshit,
and I'm like,
man.
these people are supposed to be grown-ass adults. It's a time to start acting like it, you know?
You know,
it's Andrea Burkhart. And that's her name. Andrea Burkhart is the name of her channel, and she's an attorney.
You know, that when we do these walks and I go live, I intentionally stay in the back. I follow up, you know what I mean? Let everybody go ahead of me.
Yes.
Just for that reason.
Yes.
You know?
You always were behind me.
I mean, I got to make sure everybody in front of me, I can see everybody, because I don't know who in the fuck is crazy enough to come out of them woods like some of these idiots online are threatening to do.
Yeah.
You know? And thank God there was like 6 officers there today.
I think that's awesome. I was so happy to see that. I really was.
They rode a gainer. They even carried coolers full of water.
I'm so glad to see Becky today. That makes me happy.
She's doing good. She's
that
doing
makes
real
me
good.
So happy.
And when Miss True Crime Network bought her one of the new T-shirts, and I delivered it to Becky, and she said, "Oh, I'm going to wear this." And I told her it was from Deb, and she said, "Tell her thank you. She's so sweet."
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it.
You know.
Because like I said, none of us have any idea what
Look what Shadowbox said.
Like for them.
Look what Shadowbox said.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question. Is Bob even practicing anymore?
Good question.
Does anybody know?
Good question.
I believe that his wife is, but I don't know so much about Bob. Because now I'm seeing Bob pop up on a lot of different channels now.
Oh yeah, everybody wants him, you know. No, no,
Nah.
no.
I mean, I've invited him to watch the show, but I have never actually invited him up on a panel because it would just be a knockdown drag out between me and him.
Oh, I would go off on him. It wouldn't be pretty.
Miss Pam Hurst, glad to see you.
I just try, you know, I love how I'm going to bring up something that I said to a teacher back when my daughter was in the 8th grade, and he'd been teaching for 30 years. And the story, I think I've told it before on my channel, but anyway, my father-in-law was very, very ill, and he was still in Colorado, and he was suffering from Alzheimer's, and he was really failing, and we had to fly out there. And she had a huge test that was coming up that next week in history. And she took her books with her, but she wasn't able to do her homework. She was a straight A student. She was very active. She was in sports. She was in band. She was a very active kid and a straight A student. She comes back to class after this weekend happened. And he didn't pass away that weekend, thank God, but he was super sick. And she goes to class, and this teacher in front of everyone proceeds to berate her for not having her homework done, and basically just looks at her and says, "Get up and get out of my class." And I had her at a Lutheran school. So she is in a Christian environment, a Christian school, mind you. And this teacher tells my A student to get up and get the heck out of his class. She's crying. She's standing in the hallway, and her homeroom teacher sees what's going on and says, "What's wrong?" And she tells him, and he says, "You can come back to my class." And she goes, "I want to call my mom." So she called me at work and told me what had just happened. And I called this teacher, and I went off on him. And I knew him. And I went off on him, and I said, "First of all, what makes you think that she just didn't do her homework?" I said, "What kind of grade is she carrying in your class?" And he goes, "An A." "Is this how you treat your A students?" Then I proceeded to tell him why her homework wasn't done. And I said, "And if you'd bothered to ask, you would have known." He goes, "Look, I've been teaching for 30 years. And I said, "Just because you've been a teacher for 30 years doesn't make you a good teacher."
Right.
It's the same with attorneys, guys, or anything else. I don't care how long you've been doing something. That doesn't mean that you are good at it.
Right.
Doesn't mean that you shouldn't be called out when you do crappy things, you know?
Hathor's Mirror says he may be innocent until proven guilty, but so far it's looking like his ass is grass and McClellan is the lawnmower.
Well, if anybody was able to watch The Inquisitor and watch his wonderful video that he put out yesterday or the day before, you guys need to watch it, because he pretty much well spells it out in that video, you know, as to why Richard Allen is going to be found guilty. And he pretty much spells it out. He says, could there be a mistrial? Yes, but he doesn't see it happening.
Yeah, we all went to lunch afterwards. Sorry, I was replying to this.
Oh, yeah. Indie Archive he's awesome. And such a nice guy.
Yeah.
On top of it.
Oh, matter of fact,
last year, I think it was early last year, he sent me an email after I asked him if I could use some of his footage, and just said, "Kristen, you can always use my footage." He's just such a nice guy.
You see this?
Yeah. Wow.
Well, a lot of people's signatures from the walk. Several of us got one today. They made one up for law enforcement.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And Miss Vid and Clary's bought me a little candy jar, and look what's on the front. What the lid is. You
That
see
is too cute. I love it.
it? Yeah. So it was great today. I mean, Mustang, his name is Blade, like the movie Blade. Yeah, in the archives, he does a wonderful job. He's already posted a bunch of videos in the Discords and stuff like that too from today.
For everybody who's looking up or who's looking for the Inquisitors channel, I'm going to post it in the chat.
And that's what I was getting after, Scarlett. I mean, there is a handful of us that have been to every one of them, and you can always count on them same people to be at every hearing, you know. And then for some, whatever you want to call this, Andrea Burkhart, want to make a comment like that, hold your horses, chick.
Yeah.
Hold
No,
up.
exactly. You know, she comes right out. I've never covered this case on my channel. Okay. You know, what makes you think you have a right to come to this town and make money off of this? Because that's what all she's doing. You know, she's trying to get to her 100,000 subscribers. You know, she's, I think, almost at 90,000.
Man, you better get them boots on, girl, because the shit gonna get deep. You ain't even got no stirrups on, so you just better back on up somewhere.
Yep.
I mean, I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth. Family comes first. Family comes first.
I'm just gonna say it just the way it is. It pissed me off. And Rescue told me it would. She's like, Kristen, you need to see this woman. And I was like trying to think of who she was talking about. Well, then when I pulled it up, I was like, oh God, I know who she is. I've watched her stuff on Coburger.
Somebody I was talking to Rescue about this earlier on the way home back from Delphi today about at least she could have done was loud audio. And that would make sense to have audio for the whole trial, but no video, you know.
Yeah.
And then I brought up the fact about having an overflow, but me and Rescue and Becky were talking about today. They just can't shut that courtroom down because Shane Evans is the judge in there, and they've got other cases going. That place is going to be a freaking madhouse for the next four weeks. The place is going to be a madhouse.
It's going to be insane. Poor Delphi is going to be, you know, inundated because I told you before, the national news media is going to take over Delphi because this is going to be a big national thing for them. And they're going to talk about it. They're going to talk about Delphi, and it'll be on the national news. It'll be on the news cycle because it's a huge trial. It's one of the largest. It's going to be one of the largest trials in Indiana's history as far as the fact that it's so far reaching,
right,
internationally. She is not.
You get this from Shadowbox?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And no, Susan isn't in Delphi yet.
Is she coming?
I have not heard if it's yay or nay. I haven't.
Yeah, she was supposed to let me know when she got the call from you know who.
Yeah, I know she's working towards that. Right. I don't know that she can be there for the whole thing, but I know she would like to be.
Maureen, I hope you saw this. Or Tara, I hope you saw this. Maureen says extra prayers for your family as we head into this trial. We stand beside you and want justice for the girls.
Absolutely. And I feel bad for them because this is going to be hell on them, having to listen to all of this stuff and just sit there and take it, you know?
Right. Joe says, Frank and Kristen, etc., never on offensive, always on defense and handle it in a graceful way. You got to. You have to.
We try.
You know,
I'm human. There's buttons you can push that set me off.
Yeah, there are times when I fucking get a little loose-lipped on here, you know.
Yeah.
And I really don't care when I do. I make my point.
I try really hard to be professional in how I cover this case and how I handle this case. I always have. The family is first and foremost in my heart and my mind. I don't want to do anything. I told you before, do no harm.
Heather Smear says one of these days I'll be brave enough to call in. Exactly, Joe. Me and Chris's message has never changed. Never.
No, ever. It's always been the same. And it always will be, no matter what, you know. And I don't know who said it. Maybe it was you, Joe, but somebody said it earlier in chat. There's always going to be people that claim that Richard Allen is innocent, no matter how much evidence they see. They're not going to believe it. We already know that there's just these people out there that refuse to see it.
Kentucky Sooth Angel, it's all right, hon. You've been there a couple times already.
Yeah.
I would imagine Randy's probably going to set up another one after the trial's over.
I want to come.
After the trial's over.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be, you know, to know what actually transpired and to hear every single little detail and see it. It's not going to be an easy thing. I can't even imagine. I know how hard it'll be for me. I can't imagine what it'll be for them.
Yes, Gail, you're so welcome. Like I said, it's the reason why I do that, because I know there's people that want to be there, but they can't. So I go live and they're basically there with me.
I think I saw Gail's walking sticks there today.
Yes, you did.
I know I did. I saw him in the Indie Archive pictures.
Yeah.
I'm like, those are Gail's walking sticks.
Yeah, Carrie used mine and Randy had his.
Yeah,
I couldn't sit there and try to videotape and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, with everything, yeah, that's understandable.
You know.
Randy said the next walk is going to be on April 5th, 2025 at 1 p.m.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about that today, Tara, and I'm pretty upset about it. The fact that the family, I mean, there's 20 seats for the total family. And I'm like, why in the hell does the defense team need 10 seats? I do not get that whatsoever.
It makes no sense. I had this conversation with Becky back in April, and she was telling me that, you know, that they had talked to her already back then about the trial and the fact that the courtroom was small, and, you know, how were they going to handle family members, and that there were going to be family members that probably weren't going to get to go. And to me, that's wrong. They should be the first people.
Exactly. It just flat. When I read that decorum, my jaw hit the damn table. I said, "You've got to be shitting me."
Yep.
Really? I was just like,
absolutely for sure the murder sheet would be there, but they need to give their seats up to family members.
They'll have a press pass.
I don't care.
Like they did at the Supreme Court.
They are not the press, and they do not deserve to have one. That's my opinion.
And it's just like we were talking about, and you know, if it came down to it, and I was in the courtroom and had a seat, and if any of the family members, I don't care if they're extended family or what they are, I'll give my seat up. Period.
Yeah, I know. I know you would.
You know,
I know.
I'll just sit right outside the courtroom the whole time. I don't care, because I know somebody's going to end up coming out. And I'm going to get
she goes, I probably won't end up in the courtroom because there's not going to be enough seats. She goes, and I'll just be outside under a tree.
You know, the only day I really want to attend is the opening statements. I want to see what kind of bullshit comes out of the fucking defense's mouth.
Opening statements are going to be huge, because I'm guaranteeing you listen to every single thing that Nick says.
Yeah, you have to.
It is going to be huge. He is going to lay out his case, and he's going to tell the jury what he's going to show them. And it is going to be big. And the defense is, oh man, it'll be interesting.
That is why I'm only going to attend a couple times, because I don't want to take a seat away from a family member. Exactly. I don't want to attend the whole thing because I already see what the defense is going to do here. We done basically figured this shit out weeks ago, what they were going to attempt to do, and we were right. We were right once again. We knew they were going to backdoor the third party. We just fucking knew it.
Oh, yeah. Or they were going to try to. She hasn't ruled on it yet, guys.
Right. But it would be outside of the jury, though. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah. She's not going to let the jury hear some of the stuff that they think they're going to get, like I said.
And then you got Mr. Haas, Ron Logan's old cellmate. Why in the hell would you call this dude when Mr. Logan is dead? He cannot defend himself.
Well, you weren't on my live last night, but
I fell asleep.
You're fine. No, but you're fine. If you heard me say, the defense has all these felons that they want to call as witnesses.
Dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
The craziest thing I've ever seen. They have all these felons that they want to call.
And Mr. Haas was basically doing the same shit Keegan was doing from behind jail walls, a cell.
Right.
He's making up fucking stories to put out there to make money while he was sitting in fucking jail.
Yeah.
Come on now. They ain't going to put an old man in your cell butt naked and all of a sudden you wake up and he's on the floor masturbating and calling out one of the girls' names. Get fucking real.
Exactly.
They're going to put him in a separate cell.
But boy, doesn't it make for good chatter and discord.
Jeez. If some of y'all ain't figured that one out, come on. And Keegan Klein, we know why they want to call him, just to get him on record saying that me and my dad were out there. That's the only reason why they're calling him outside of the jury. Because they're third party, and the judge said, I'll hear arguments outside of the jury when it comes to third party. And I guarantee you, this is what the ex parte was the other day. Letting the judge know they were calling Keegan and Mr. Haas and Richie.
Or they wanted to. She hasn't approved the fact that they can yet. Yeah.
And then I had some people send me messages of, well, what is she going to do about all these motions in her file? I said, this is what she'll end up doing. This is my opinion. End of day, every day for jury selection. When the day ends, she's going to have hearings.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to have hearings. She's got to do something with these motions.
It's going to be really interesting to see what happens tomorrow.
Oh, my God. I would just be totally floored if it was canceled. I would just about shit.
Yeah, I don't see it being canceled.
I don't either, but you know the way this shit's been going on.
I get it.
You can't hold your breath until it actually starts.
Do you know if the family's going for jury selection? Do you know?
Yes.
I thought they were.
Yeah. As far as what I was told, yes, she told me.
Well, let's hope that nothing gets canceled. I mean, they're taking off work. They're going, you know what I mean?
Right.
Again, their whole lives are upended for this. And just like you said about Ron Logan, he's dead. He can't defend himself.
Right.
Let's go after the guy that died, because
it makes no sense.
No.
I mean, basically, that would be hearsay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
Well, you would think. I just can't see her. I really can't see her allowing it. I just can't.
I mean, if that's the case, and allowing Mr. Haas in here, why didn't they call for Noe, since he was so buddy with Keegan in Miami County? They could have called him, but they didn't. Because we know he put that bullshit out there too. Some fake ass bullshit.
Yeah. You can say all you want to about Ron Logan, but it's the same thing as we said about Patrick Westphal. I mean, no, he might not be a good guy, and maybe he's done some really crappy things in his past, and maybe he's racist, or maybe he's whatever. That doesn't make him a child killer. You know what I mean? You're calling somebody, you're claiming that somebody did this. and you have no evidence of that. And that can ruin lives. And that's what they don't get. That can ruin lives. Patrick Westfall's children have to listen to the fact that their dad has been implicated in something that they have no
horrific, right? This horrific,
and they have no evidence of it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so you stop and think about how this has impacted. I talked about it last night. How this has impacted so many lives. A man unlived himself because of this case.
Right. That's pretty bad when something happens like this, and they're not even directly involved in the case at all. When somebody takes their own life over a case they're not involved in, that's a major problem.
I was just going to say, I mean, stop and think about his family.
Right. Gail Hurd asked, Frank, did you find a place to stay during the trial? As a matter of fact, Hayther's Mirror found a hotel in Monticello, and now I got to work on funds because I'm not going to be able to do anything until the 21st when I get paid from YouTube, and I got to raise some more extra funds for that. So I'm still working on it. I mean, like I said, I only want to go a couple days because this is going to be a long, drawn-out process. You know, we basically know what case Nick is going to present. I want to hear the garbage coming out of the defense's mouth. That's what I want to hear, so I can get pissed off and leave the courtroom. That's what I did the last time. I got so mad at fucking Rosie. I
don't believe anything coming out of the murder sheet's mouth. I'm sorry. SP74 says that Murder Sheet's going to give a far more comprehensive report than the news stations. Sorry, no.
And see, and that was another thing I talked about. Somebody made a comment and said, well, maybe it's a good thing because there's going to be so many people there that you get information from them. I do not work like that. The information's got to go in my ears personally.
Absolutely.
Because everybody knows news stations put a twist on all their stories. All of them. I do not put a twist on shit. You're going to get exactly what's coming out of that courtroom.
Yep.
I'm not going to tie a bow on it. None of that. Period.
Nope.
You guys want the truth? You want facts? That's what you're going to get. Because if you watch these news stations, and I still see them playing old news stations with old incorrect information.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Well, it's just like I said, I'm so sick and tired of these people talking about the fact that Abby dated Logan Holder. She was 13 years old. They weren't dating. I'm so tired of it.
It was probably one of them online crushes, going steady in school and stuff like that when we used to do it their age. Because back then we called it going steady. I don't know what else, but anybody else called it.
They weren't going out. They weren't dating. She was 13. Come on.
Going through the chat, man. Trying to keep up. I keep seeing new names in here. Phil Bond's here.
Yes.
Me and her took a picture together when me and Rescue and Jinx were up in Peru when we went over and placed across for Jordan Sofer.
Uh-huh.
And Phil Bond's got her family owns an ice cream stand right there in Peru, and we all went over there and had some ice cream and everything. And me and her got a picture together, and she brought it to me and wrapped up in a gift, and it was in a frame. I said, "Oh." Kim got one. I think Jinx got one. Yes, she really did. The first thing she said, I'm wearing this. One of the new t-shirts, Becky.
Yeah, yeah.
She said, go girl. Let them know when you go in that courtroom. See this? See that?
Mm-hmm.
That it's all talk. It's all talk. They're well aware of these two jokers. They're well aware. It's like when law enforcement was there today, basically escorting whatever they were doing. We had to give the name of the guy that we were worried about, and it was, it was Noe.
Yeah.
But we had to use his real name. But we've been at it about an hour, and I am getting exhausted.
I was just gonna say it's been a long, long day for you.
7:30 this morning.
Yep.
And like I
What
said,
time
when
does jury selection start tomorrow? Is it 8:30 or 9:30?
let me check.
I can't
think it was-
remember. Is it 10?
I thought it was 9 to 6.
Is it 9 to 6? Okay.
Yeah, I believe it. And the jury, the trial's 9 to 6 also, including Saturday. So they're going 6 days a week from 9
Yeah.
to 6.
Yep. I knew that.
I don't think this trial is going to go 4 weeks. I just honestly don't.
Well, it's going to be interesting. It'll be how it'll all determine on how fast they can get through the witnesses and how fast they can get the cross-examination of the witnesses and all of that done.
I could see Rosie already cross-examining.
Oh my God! Can't you? I mean, it's going to be. I can see objections and sidebars out
Oh
the ass.
my God! Because he did it. He did it through the 3-day hearings. And that's why I got so pissed off about him. I mean, you got Dr. Walla up here for the last 3 hours, dude, repeating the same questions, but in a different text.
He wants to call her again.
No shit.
He wants
and
to
he doxed her. He doxed her. Why didn't they redact the address out of there? I'm like, I got to call the court tomorrow and let them know. Oh, they're closed tomorrow. It's Columbus Day. They're closed tomorrow.
They are closed tomorrow. And I'm like, but they're still going to be in session for jury selection. So
Allen County is not
Allen County is, yeah.
So,
but yeah, it'll be, like I said, it'll be interesting. I think the sidebars are going to be what's interesting. I wish I would be in the courtroom in a fly so I could see and hear those.
It just came into my head watching Rosie do that, and I was like, "Oh, you son of a bitch!"
Well, thank you so much, you guys, for going to the walk today. I just wanted to say that.
Yes.
And for you going live, Frank, and letting us go with you on the walk that couldn't be there, that was really special.
Let me thank the Heather's Mirror for $3 super sticker. Kim P, $4.99, and Cecil Hotel. Thank you so much for supporting my live tonight, guys. Kristen, it was good to see you, hon.
It's always good to see you. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, yes, ma'am, anytime. And to all of my mods that are in the chat, thank you so much. You did a great job tonight. Love you guys. And to everybody else out there, thank you so much. Today was a success. We basically almost doubled the size of the last walk, and it's greatly appreciated. Thank you, Granny Gravitt.
Huh? Where's your picture?
Oh.
Picture. There you go, buddy. Get it up there.
Remember this. Oh, back up. Can y'all sit? There we go.
There you go. That's what it's about, you guys.
Right.
Right there. That's what this is all about. It's about Abby and Libby. It's not about you or me or Frank or anybody else. It is about those two souls right there.
Yeah. And like I said, when we got to Delphi today and went under the Freedom Bridge, it was cloudy. And as soon as we went under the Freedom Bridge, the sun came out. And I looked at Kim and I said, Abby and Libby know we're here. I was like, oh.
They certainly do.
Yeah. So, but thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Guys. Love you guys. Until next time. Peace out.
See you all later.
Love, guys.
Good night.
Good night.